What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Other Side of the Firewall podcast. We talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon Tynes.
What's up? What's up?
And LeVon cannot make it to this episode, but he will be back next week. So definitely tune in to yesterday's episode where we talk about some dark web dealings with the Department of Justice shutting things down. This one will be also another very interesting topic for you Android people out there. I really wanted LeVon to have this topic, but he was unable to make it because I'm digging, right? We're Apple guys. He's a Android guy. Wednesday will be our discussion, and then tune in Friday where we talk about everything else. So if you want to know what we do when we're not talking about cyber, that's Friday's episode. Talk about games and media and things of that nature. But without further ado, I give it to Shannon.
So I just want to put this out there, right? Just when I think about going back, like to Android, something like this comes out, right?
Yeah, man. Don't trust him.
Dang, man, I got nowhere to turn. You know what I mean? Like, is Windows still making phones now? Like, get a Windows phone or something. You know what I mean?
Oof.
But actually, I know. But this article is actually from PhoneArena.com by Marian Slavov, and it's titled, "Delete these fake Android apps right now before they steal your money." So what was happening was cybersecurity software company Avast, A-V-A-S-T, reported a scam campaign that's been running for several months called UltimaSMS, and it's fake apps that are distributed through SMS to unsuspecting victims, right? And so what's happening here is that you would get an unprompted text message that would have a link in it that would make you think you are downloading something that's legit that really isn't, and it's causing you harm. They're going to start bleeding you dry. Is pretty much is what's going to start to happen, right? And in this list, there's a total of 151 apps that are part of this scam campaign, man, which is crazy to me, right? And the apps look legit, right? So it's not like you open it up and it's like a Minecraft app or anything like that, right? Like it's stuff that looks pretty good, and it looks, as all things that are to fool you pretty much do. But what ends up happening is you download and install it, and it starts collecting your phone's information, right? Your location, your IMEI, the country you're in, ask you for all this information that you wouldn't think would be needed, you know what I mean, that you don't normally enter when you do some of these apps, like your phone number, email address, you know what I mean? And what ends up happening is apparently this service can cost as much as $40 a month. Now, I don't know about y'all out there, right? Maybe I'm just cheap, but if something ain't free for me to use, like I'm not paying for anything, right? Like I'm not out there paying for any services or anything like that. Even if they have a premium version of it, right? I'm like, give me the ads. I'll take the free, you know what I mean? But that's just me out there. But apparently, like I said, this is going for as much as like $40 a month. That would be charged to you before you figure out what's going on, you know what I mean? And that's one of those things where that could be a headache too, right? Like, so I know for me, like I don't like putting my debit card out there for anything, you know what I mean? Because it's harder to get your cash back, you know what I mean, than it is to have a credit card, just put a stop on something. So but there's a lot of people out there that this can be one of those things where you start getting your checking account bled dry, you know what I mean? They can cause some other issues that you just don't want to deal with, you know what I mean? But there's a list in the article. If for whatever reason you have downloaded any of these 151 apps, remove them immediately. Start checking on your finances, checking on your accounts, just to make sure you didn't get got. You know what I mean? But Ryan, what you think about this?
Yeah, definitely always check on your accounts, because you just never know. You triggered a memory for me. So last week, my wife's debit card was compromised. They got us for like close to $500. It was 3 purchases. So they made a 209, and then something smaller. And the bank did not catch it on the reoccurring charge because it looked legit, I guess. So yeah, always check your account. Like, she literally saw it the day it happened because she was balancing the budget or whatever. She was going in there, checking some stuff out. And she asked me if I made it. And she was like, no, you couldn't have made it because it's my card number. And she was like, oh, I'll be right back. gotta call the bank. And like you said, banks are slower to return your money. So thank goodness it didn't cause us any issues. But like a younger Ryan would have been sweating. A younger Ryan wouldn't have had it. So they got me the first time. They went and got me the other 3 times. But yeah, always check your stuff out. But in this case, I going on a tangent. Yeah, you should always be wary of links, right? It's called smishing. That's when they shoot you a link from someone you typically don't know. In this case, it was from, I guess, it was associated with the app that you're paying for, which is weird. That's insult to injury. Not only are they taking your money, they're also providing you collecting tools to steal more money. So that's crazy to me. Not a knock on Android. I mean, this could have happened. Potentially, it happened on our side too, but usually it's a walled garden, right? Like Apple doesn't really play when it comes to adding apps to the store, but it's not impossible for stuff like this to happen. So I'm not going to toot our own horn over here, and then next week Apple has 150 apps that are stealing information. It's just different. The Google Play Store versus the App Store is just a different beast. But yeah, like always be wary of links. No, don't click them. Like unless it's coming from someone you know, and even in that case, like what if they're compromised and now it's hitting up their distro list or their contacts. So you can be got that way as well. And we've talked about that in the past. Like don't plug your phone into USB devices that aren't not yours. Like don't charge your phone in the airport unless you know that you're plugging it into an outlet. Don't like if you can't see what's on the other end of the cable, you don't know what's back there. So don't plug your phone into a rental car. That's not your car. You don't know what information they're taking from you. And in this case, it could steal your contacts and then forward this information out. So it could be your mom sending you a mysterious link. You're like, oh, she's trying to send me something. And now they got you. And banks are slower to return the money. So they did refund us our money. However, a credit card would almost do it, instantly. Not instantly, but they would do their investigation. They'll give you money back. The bank is like, hey, we're going to do our investigation first. We can't just be handing out money all willy-nilly. And then we'll get, so it took almost a week. Like they said it could take up to 10 days. It took about a week to get our money back. So be wary, be careful with your electronic devices because you have so much information stored. Like I'm a walletless type guy. I like having everything in there I can, but with that comes potential for harm like this. So just be wary of your activity on your phone. Do not click links. Always go to the source, like even an email. Like, oh, I get an email, the company wants me to log in because my account's been compromised. I'm going to go to the website, the official website, and then log in and check. And you'll be surprised how many times you're not compromised. It was literally somebody who just made a really, really good email. So keep all that in mind. But with all that being said, we'll go ahead and land this plane. Thank you, Shannon. It's always a good conversation. Definitely tune in for tomorrow's discussion. Hit us up for Monday's topic as well, where we talk about some shenanigans DOJ shut down on the dark web. And then tune in on Friday where we talk about everything else. So hit up the website, www.theothersideofthefirewall.com. Get to our social medias. Hit me up personally. I'm at RyRy Security Guy. That's RYRY Security Guy. I'm on LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, and Clubhouse. So stay safe, stay secure.